Three friends with a podcast, ready to explore movies they've never seen, diving to the core. I'll watch it later, let's press play together. Talking films we missed in stormy or sunny weather. So grab your popcorn, let's dive into the fray. I'll watch it later, the movies come our way.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody,
Go.
and welcome back to I'll Watch It Later podcast, the podcast where we lie about the movies we've seen to impress our friends. As always, I am joined by Jordan, my best friend, co-host.
Wow, that was better than the first time we did
Was
this.
it? I don't know.
They never are.
I know. I've already done it. I'm not thinking about it.
That's true.
And then producer, brother-in-law, and best friend Scott. Oh, that's right. Scott's not here. Why is Scott not here? Well, to recap, that we've already recapped this because once again, just proof that we need a producer.
Are you
Are you just watching?
I'm
You're
going to
just
be watching
eagle
both
eye.
of them.
A
A lot of your face because I'm not even going to push buttons.
So, sorry, video guys, you already heard this story. He was playing softball. He hurt his calf. He really badly. So he favored the other side of his body, slipped a disc, pinched a nerve. He's been out of commission for about 3 weeks now. We did skip a show last week, but we are working behind the scenes to make sure that we don't skip any more shows or get some guest hosts here so we can continue the show without him until he gets better. He's definitely not kicked off or anything. We just got to wait for him to get better. And if you're like, hey, why? He's just, his back hurts. Who gives a shit? He can still come in. No, he can't even. He can't even get out of bed. And if you watch the video, you'll see that us talking to him.
Oh no, that part's not going on the video. That was a Twitch exclusive.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
if you're on the fence, if you want to follow us on Twitch when we get up and running and stuff like that,
We are.
YouTube's an edited version. You're going to get
Oh.
an edited version on YouTube. When we're doing this live on Twitch, you're getting it raw and like Aaron likes it. So it's going to be a lot of things you won't hear. Those on Twitch got to hear how bad Scott sounded,
Yeah.
how upset he sounds because he's running out of various narcotics to
Yeah.
keep him from dying. I didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
I haven't talked or heard from him in over 2 weeks. He popped into the chat once in those 2 weeks. And He was making his little funny bits, and then he just died again. And it's when you're telling me no, Scott had to go to the ER. And I'm just no, that's a lot worse than I thought. We're giving shits hey, he's dead.
He's gone,
and then he's gonna die, and I'm gonna make you feel real bad about it.
Right. So it's he's gone MRIs. He's gone through a bunch of muscle relaxers, pain stuff, and it's just not getting any better. So, anyways, we wish you well for Scott. I don't want to harp too much on that.
Love you, Scott.
Yeah, love you, Scott. Hopefully he hears this, but who knows? It might be too much for him to download. Hurt him too much. Anyways, what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna do some Oscar predictions. We're gonna eat the snacks that Tom brought us from Canada. So it's an all around the world show, just straight Canadian snacks. And then we're just going to talk about Dune 2 and stuff like that. If Scott is still unavailable next week, we will do his movie and we will continue to do the snack show and all that good stuff in its perpetuity. But we just wanted to get something out there because as I learned this week when I talked to Tom at the Arby's gas station, if we miss weeks, he will stop looking for us. And I don't want Tom to stop looking for us.
Right. We already lost Anabox. I don't think he listens anymore. He just fell off.
Oh, did he?
I don't know. Haven't heard from him.
I should reach out.
Be hey, we need you.
We need you.
Our
bro.
numbers are low.
No, they're not, though. They're going up weekly, which is super weird to me because nobody fucking reaches out. But
nobody reaches out,
we
but
have so many downloads. It's crazy.
I mean, to be fair, I am on the other show. I'm on It's Eric Nagel, and that reaches a lot further. And I'm lucky enough to be able to not only do that show, but be able to promote our show. And he jokes, but he's very supportive of the show. He talks about us all the time.
Oh, nice.
He's great about all that kind of stuff. And, people on other shows reach out about things. So we've got Cardiff Electric. He does another show. He's the potato. He listens to Eric. He's a big fan of Eric. He calls me Josh all the time. It's a funny fucking bit.
It's a funny bit.
But the cool thing about it is that when I post a video on YouTube, he's usually the first to like it.
That's awesome.
He's subscribed. He's in. He supports. So it's neat to see how small really the podcasting and the video and all that stuff community really is. So
really, it is.
They support and we support them.
I watch Eric's show because I support you. You know that. I will throw it on in the background when I'm like cooking or whatever. And I usually, I try to interact, but I don't all the time. But I'll watch you guys go to like break, and then it will be like Sal Volcan. I can't pronounce his last name, but for the dude from Impractical Jokers, and he'll be like thinking Eric, and I'm just like,
that could be us.
yeah, it literally could be us.
Well, we do need to cut ourselves a promo. Eric has extended that courtesy to us as well to just put that in the breaks in between. So there's a lot.
We should just do it, me and you.
Just you and me and
Scott. No, I'm kidding. But no, just the fact that
cardboard cutout of Scott sitting between us.
That I have just this like tiny barrier in between the two, where it's like all worlds could combine at some point eventually.
Yeah,
and it's that's all. I just think it's cool. So thank you, Eric, and all that good stuff. All right. So anyways, I met Tom. I went out to the Arby's gas station that's out in the middle of nowhere. I met up with him. He gave me a bunch of stuff. He's a very nice guy. We chatted for a little bit. We talked about politics. Politics are boring. Nobody wants to talk about politics. Scott's super right. All right, we're past that. Because if you're wondering why it's like this, we had some technical difficulties. But I just want to.
I was going to say it's funny because Aaron actually said you'll get a promo when you can record a full show without your equipment failing. Yeah, so in about 3 weeks, when Scott might make his way back, we'll cut something up.
ID 10T error right now on the fucking on the Zoom recorder. So we got a huge snack show coming for you soon.
Dude, we have so much stuff that this is why we're segregating the Canadian snacks that Tom brought us, because we have so much. Like, I have stuff at my house that I'm bringing. Eric has sent me stuff. I've got another box of stuff coming from Eric, and you've got a whole desk full of things. I still have sodas at home that I'm bringing.
Like, so do I. Did you not see my out there when you went to
go to I saw that one. I saw a couple sodas, and then I have the K-Pop Coke. Yeah. So we got various Cokes. We've got all kinds of shit. Like,
I have the Deep Coke that I can't wait to try it.
And I'm not joking. And I'm looking right in the camera. I'm looking at you people. This will be the biggest snack show ever. And Aaron has to list all our snacks for us for $50.
I mean, I'll give him the money if he wants the money, but I'd much rather just buy him a ticket to something or something like that because it's easier for me. But I'll take him to Limp Bizkit, and Scott's going to be actually.
At this point, Scott might be too dead to go to the Limp Bizkit if he even wanted to.
Well, what I was saying is, so Scott started a new job this year.
Yeah,
and he has a cruise coming up. But he's been out of work for 3 weeks, so I don't know if when the cruise comes around, they're going to be like,
"Oh, he'll be looking for a new job after that. That'll be his 2-week notice. He's going to go on a cruise and come back and look for another."
So maybe he will go to Limp Bizkit, but the ticket's yours if he doesn't go, Aaron. So, anyways, there was a story I was telling before I was so rudely interrupted, and I feel like it's super part of the show. Is it good? Is it?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. You're scaring me every time you look over at it.
I'm just gonna look over. Okay. This is an audio and a visual medium.
I know.
Let me.
Okay.
Produce in quotes.
If you don't know who Keith Lee is, he is a social media influencer on TikTok. He blew up for his food reviews. He is now pretty much the god emperor of food reviews. Everybody takes him to heart, regardless.
They call him Muad'Dib in the streets.
He has the blue eyes. And he can literally make or break a business by his review, and that isn't joking. If you're sitting there
every time you watch a video, you're like, "Ooh, lisan al sagaib."
Yeah, as it is written.
As it is written, he's talking about wings.
Yeah. So if you don't remember, I flew to Vegas because of a place he reviewed so well, and I thought it was mid. So this week he came to Phoenix, Arizona. He's trying a bunch of places that I would never go to in a million years, like a fry bread place that I know where better fry bread is. And then like some random taco joint, which does kind of look good. But
I think the idea of him doing these kinds of things, though, is to hit those places that maybe you wouldn't go to or talk about or visit. I mean, he's not going. I mean, he did go to In-N-Out, but he's not going to In-N-Out to break ground on. Oh shit, you need to visit In-N-Out.
Right.
They got their business. They're good. It's the little out of the world places. You're going to sit there and go, yeah, I would never go here. Well, yeah, there's a reason for that, and other people may not go there either. So it's putting the business out there. So he's doing what he needs to do, and I think the choices he made, you may not go to because we're local. We know the business, but anybody else may not know because we're We're the Baron Harkonnens of the podcasting world here.
Are we? We run all of podcast world?
No, we're big. I need to go on a diet.
So anyways,
I'm gonna eat snacks.
So I went out to this place, Ace of Wings. I invited your brother because you were staunchly like, I'm not going.
I have.
The tone in the chat
So
is
much-
always very angry, so I'm just
It's
like,
not
whatever.
that I'm not trying to be angry in the tone. Trust me, you would know if I was angry. I just wouldn't say anything.
Well, that happens
a family
lot too.
trait.
So, I know it just goes silent for a week, and I'm just like, I guess everyone's pissed off. So we're all girls, anyways. So I invited your brother. He was DTF, as they say, but because Keith went here, you had sent the message at like 1:00 in the morning, like, good luck, guys. And
I saw the review. The only
Yeah.
reason I said good luck was that
he gave a bad
everything that he reviewed that I personally thought wouldn't taste good, he agreed with me, and I'm like, vindication. Good luck, guys, because you guys had been talking about it all week. You're gonna hold hands. You're gonna go eat wings together. You're gonna Lady in the Tramp a bunch of strawberry fries.
You have the video, right?
The Keith Lee video?
No, the video of me eating the wings.
Yes, and
Okay.
I'm still working
No,
on
no,
getting
that's fine,
stuff
that's
up.
fine,
I got
that's
some
fine.
shorts and stuff like that.
I just
So,
want to make sure.
yeah, it took me a week to put the other show up.
I
Yeah,
know
it's not
it's
gonna be
okay.
quick.
I'm not no rush. I just want to make sure you have it.
I got it, though.
So I went out there. Your brother decided not to go because it is far from his house, and just he didn't want to wait an hour, which I totally understood. I got off work. I said, you know what? I'm not going to wait an hour, but I'm just going to swing by, see what it's like. There was nobody there. There were three giant black influencer guys there. The owner
they
was
gotta
out
be
there
black?
because they were, and they were telling me which Kool-Aid to pick out and all this other stuff. I originally just wanted to try two flavors. There was a flavor I really wanted to try was strawberry hot. Now, the reason I want to try strawberry hot is because there's a place out here called Native, which is trash. Used to have a strawberry hot
Used to be
wings.
good too.
Yeah, and they used to be good, but now they're trash. So I was like, if there's another place I can get strawberry hot wings, which Honey Hot or whatever, usually my favorite go-to wing at places like this, because I always like the sweet and the hot.
Right, and a honey hot does sound good. I just strawberry hot. It just sounded like they were just going to throw Kool-Aid packets into the mix, and it's something about that turned me off.
Right,
I just did not want to.
I get it. So I ordered the strawberry hot, and then I just couldn't decide which flavor. I didn't want to go with a regular buffalo wing. They had so many flavors. I did learn from the three black social media influencer guys that I should have gotten the Caribbean jerk, but it was too late. I had already ordered, and I ordered what was a Cajun garlic parmesan. I went to my truck.
Is that a dry or
It was
a
wet.
Okay,
It was wet. So I went to my truck. I checked, and they had given me about 12 Cajun garlic parmesan and strawberry fries, which I was kind of excited about because I wanted to try the strawberry fries, but I had originally only ordered the wings due to not money constraints. I just don't want to spend a bunch of money in case I didn't like it. I don't like spending a bunch of money on stuff I don't like. If I like it, then I'll come back. I'll spend more money. But I didn't want to go balls to the wall on my first trip there and getting, every flavor is like $48.
you mean a giant pizza and a ton of garlic knots
Yeah,
after flying into Vegas?
$70
Oh, no,
by
thank you.
myself, and I only ate like 2 slices of pizza and like 4 wings. It was ridiculous. Anyways, so I wound up ordering the strawberry hot, the Cajun. So I got back to my truck. I checked. The order was wrong, and I walked back in. I said, "Hey, look, I'm not trying to be, not trying to be a problem. Just I ordered these 2 wings. I really want to try these 2 flavors of wings. I'll gladly hand this back." And she goes, "We got you the wrong wings. Here's the right wings. Here's another order." So I got 10 strawberry hot wings, 10 of these. So I wound up getting pretty much a huge $48 combo for, it was like $18.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I was really excited. So I got back to my car, filmed the review, tried the strawberry hot. They were incredible. I don't know what Keith Lee's problem is. You got the strawberry, you get the hot, fire.
Well, to be fair, Keith Lee gave it kind of a lower review, but he also admitted that's not the flavor profile he wants. And that's not what he needs. And honestly, food reviews can be very subjective.
Yes.
I may not, because the idea of a really, really sweet wing like that, I'm not into. And that's why it threw me off, and that's why I was not.
So the thing
excited to
about
try
it is the strawberry hot wing. It's more hot with a kick of strawberry, so you get that instead of honey, you get the strawberry flavor.
Okay.
The fries. Remember when I told you I wanted to try the strawberry fries?
Yes.
Those are too sweet. Those are grossly
The ones that you
sweet.
roasted me completely and told me my opinion doesn't matter because I said they sounded gross.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure we are all on the same page.
That was that. Yeah. So overall, they're very good wings. I'm very excited. I tried them, and yeah, if you're ever in the Arizona area, you should definitely try Ace of Wings. But I'm a big wing guy.
Where are they at? Peoria, Glendale?
No, it's off the 17 in North Phoenix.
Okay, so like the Phoenix Peoria area.
Yeah.
Okay.
But where Metro Center was, kind of not where it was, but like over near there.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyways, let's try this because I feel like it's getting warmer every second. This is the pastry thing that.
Okay, so Scott in the chat, not Scott. Sorry, excuse me, Tom. Yeah, Scott's not watching us. Tom did tell us phonetically how to say this. Phonetic, frantically. Well, I'm looking through a podcast. A lot of my brother doing his one-man show. Hold on a second.
What is he saying?
I
need to go to Twitch and find out.
All right, so according to Tom, this is pronounced Nanaimo. So this is straight from Canada. It looks like it was a bakery item, like something you get like at a grocery store. To me, it kind of reminds me just the way it looks layered like a tiramisu. I don't think it's going to taste that way, but that's what it looks like to me.
I'm going to use the fork I dropped onto my...
We don't even know anymore. That was like an hour ago.
All right. So, okay. It has like a cookie bottom with like the custard. I mean, this looks like an American thing. This looks like a more of an American thing, but like a Nestle Crunch bar or something. Like the ice cream?
Looks pretty good.
Oh, that's weird.
This. It's got a chocolate layer on top. Some kind of like, I thought it was a creamy middle. It looks like it's you know what this looks like? Eggs.
It's kind of.
It looks like eggs in the middle.
It's dry.
To be fair, I did get it like 9 months ago. It is dry. It's good.
It's too sweet for me.
Really?
I don't hate it, but it's way too sweet.
It's got. You know what this reminds me of?
A girl you once knew?
No. Like chocodiles or ding dongs. You know how like the chocolate almost separates from the cake and creamy middle?
Yeah.
It's kind of got that flavor profile.
Is there coconut in it?
That's what I was just wondering. It tastes like coconut.
It
tastes like an Almond Joy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't hate this. I like it.
I don't hate it. It's just weird texturally. And that's what's throwing me off, I think. And I'm going to give it a 2.5. I'd eat the whole thing, but that's not something
in here.
But it's not something I would reach for, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was running through a Walmart or something and it was sitting there, I'd reach for brownies, I think.
Yeah, I think 2.5. I like coconut. It's very faint on the coconut. I didn't expect that to be a flavor, and then all of a sudden it just kind of hits you right on the back end. It does remind me of those, Hostess cakes, that, when you bite into them, the chocolate almost separates from the cake on the inside because of the way they're made, and then you get that creamy middle. This is not a creamy middle. This almost feels like...
There's definitely coconut, which I like.
Yeah, and it's good. Scott, what do you think? All right, that was a 2.5 from Scott, too.
Well said, Scott. Giant asshole. God. Why don't you calm down, okay?
Yeah.
God.
You know what? We're going to mute your mic.
Forever.
I'm afraid to mute his mic. If I push the button, it's going to show.
Yeah, don't touch anything. All right, so let's get into this, man. We didn't bring it back up, but we are going to be doing the Oscar predictions
start at the bottom
for tomorrow. So this show will be out by the Oscars are tomorrow.
Oscars are Sunday. Was it the 10th?
Yes.
So
feel free to follow along. Or do we want to? Well, I guess too late.
No, I want to talk through it.
No. I was talking about. Do we want to talk about Dune?
Yeah, let's talk about Dune.
Oh, we'll do that real fast. Okay, so we went and saw Dune.
It's a 5-hour movie.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, for one viewing. You did multiple viewings.
I didn't see it twice, yes. Which weird for a movie I hated. No, so we went and saw Dune 2 together at the Majestic, and now it is my hyperfixation.
You think?
I can't get over how good it is. I'm listening to a podcast based on Dune. I didn't know anything about Dune until this year. I want to read the books, and by read the books, I mean listen to them in my truck. I am all in. I did not realize how much it inspired Star Wars, except George Lucas directly said that it did.
Yeah, and the director, well, the not the director, the writer of
Frank.
Dune, Frank Herbert,
Yeah.
literally before dying, basically said, "Yeah, I noticed it," and he was like real upset about it. Like he's just like, "Yeah, no, I get it, asshole."
So yeah, I think that might be why. And I actually saw this comparison online that Star Wars is dying in a ditch somewhere, but now Dune is rising to take its place. And it's like, I kind of agree. I mean, I love The Mandalorian, don't get me wrong, and some of the shows are fine, but I don't really have any more interest in Star Wars. Like I'm kind of gatekeeping the 4, 5, and 6 and forever, and then I'm kind of over it. Like I don't need any more. I'm not really actively trying to watch it or get my kids into it or anything like that. My son likes Star Wars, but for me, it's Clone Wars and it's the old movies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that's it.
Yeah,
So.
they're good. I like all Star Wars.
Well, I know, and I'm not shitting on anybody, but Dune has taken its place. Like I used to be very into fucking Star Wars, like learning every aspect of it, and now I am just duned out. Like I said, there's a great fucking podcast. If you're not listening to this, it's the Gom Jabbar. It's the same guy who does the Lore podcast. Him and a buddy, and they break down everything. So I'm learning literally every aspect of Dune. Like I am so in, and I almost bought the fucking encyclopedia, but it's $150, and I just couldn't justify buying a $150 book.
I was gonna say those books. There's 3 main books, and then there's books that his son wrote after to kind of deal with the children of Dune and like the different houses. House Harkonnen has a book.
Yes.
I believe the Empress has her own. Their family has the book, and the Emperor and stuff like that. So they have those. It's funny because when the first movie was coming out, you were like, I'm gonna read the first book before the first movie came out. So I did, because I wanted to be just like you. We're best friends.
Yeah, we are best friends.
I did that.
Yeah,
and then we watched the first movie, and I'm sitting there going, all right. And then that's why I didn't like the first movie as much. I felt it was drawn out, very slow. And yes, it is a lot of world building, but they ended it right when things were about to really fucking go down. And as a viewing experience in the theater, I was pissed because I had read the book. And I was like, there's so much better stuff coming. Why did you end it here? And then we didn't know we were getting a sequel because it came out at a time they didn't like film them back to back.
Right.
That was it. That was the movie. And they're like, well, hopefully it does well. And I'm like, you can't do that to me. You can't put this product out and not give me the other back half or the back 2/3 of the book, because that's where the good stuff happens. And I got to say, the second movie, much, 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 much better. Like, I'm not changing my license plate or anything, but I enjoy this movie.
I did
a
change
lot
my
more.
license plate. I did do that.
Psychopath.
So the more I learn, the more I fall in love with it, and the more I want more information. And like you said, there's books about the Harkonnen, there's books about the Atreides and how like their 3,000 years of dominance over their planet. Starts with a C. I can't think of the name right now.
Caliban.
Yeah, and like all that stuff, and I'm just
Well, and they set this movie up, and people are watching these movies, and they're like, oh, Timothée Chalamet, he's so great, and stuff like that. And you're like, if you read the books, this man is a fucking monster. Yeah. His son literally becomes a monster. You people need to really read these books.
right. So, and I kind of, the more I've
genocide happens.
The more I have been watching and understanding, I understood when I saw the second movie that he isn't like really he's more of an anti-hero.
Toward the end, you start to realize, oh, Paul Atreides is a fucking asshole.
Yeah, but he's so cool, and and I'm so in, and I'm love learning like the lore, like the Mentats and all this.
Which they didn't put in the movies.
The first one,
the first one they mention it, but in the second part of the book, that should have been a bigger piece.
The guy when they're waiting,
his eyes went white. Yeah, he's a Mentat.
The dude from the movie that we want to see.
Yeah,
he was a Mentat too.
Right, but they never talk about him, and they never bring him up again. Yeah, it's in the second half of the movie. You're just completely to forget that Mentats are how everything happens.
God, we're nerds.
So nerdy,
dude. And if Paul Atreides has Mentat abilities, which is fucking. I mean, Dennis did a fucking insanely good job.
A lot.
I think it's true when they say it's unadaptable, because as I'm going through the first book, I'm reading along with this podcast, so you only have to read like 100 pages. So I'm listening to the audiobook up to a certain amount, and then I'm listening to the podcast. you realize what they mean by unadaptable in the sense that there is so much information and there is so much like you need to know that the movie doesn't do it justice in the sense of like when it comes to like the Bene Gesserit and all that shit and even fucking Gurney Halleck, dude, he has like a whole backstory, like when his family gets killed.
Well, and they kind of touch on it a little bit in the second movie where you see Gurney again after thinking he's gone. If you knew the books, you knew he wasn't gone.
Yeah.
But
Spoilers.
He's sitting there playing his little guitar or whatever it is. There is a backstory to him where he was a very good musician, and that's what Paul loved about him, and that he would always sing songs and all this stuff. And so his character feels more rigid in these movie adaptations than they did in the book.
Yeah.
The problem with the book is it's a very George R.R. Martin type of storytelling where he goes into so much detail about these little things that, it's nice to have that level of detail, but also at some point will lose readers.
Yeah.
And it was so hard to get through it because it's just like, these are what these are, and this is what this means, and that is it's a lot of like you're reading through the glossary of terms for the first half of the book because you got to get everybody in, and it's just it's hard.
That's the funny part about it is if you know how, you can go online and find the encyclopedia of Dune. Like you can download it as a PDF and stuff like it without having to spend the $150. And Frank pretty much said, yes, this is canon. This book, this encyclopedia is canon until I say it's not. Right?
Well,
he's
you're
dead now. But his sons, I guess, could technically come up and be like, that's not true. That's not how it works. But it's crazy. Like, I don't know if anybody else saw it out there. The second movie's so good. We went and saw it. I loved it. I loved it so much. I went back and saw it in IMAX. It was a fucking... Okay, so I'm going to tell you this, and I know, you fat nerd, you stupid nerd. But I went...
Oh, you've read my journal.
There's a scene at the end of the movie where he is fighting Farah. What's his name? Faye Rotha. Sorry, I just don't know how to pronounce.
Huge fan.
I am.
Doesn't know how to pronounce their names.
Faye Rotha.
Yeah.
And I kind of started tearing up the second time because it's just so good.
Well, okay. So if you haven't seen it, maybe skip ahead. If you're watching live and you haven't seen it, sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Well, there's a part where he goes, I've been waiting to meet you, cousin.
Yeah.
Paul says to Fade, and Fade goes. The way I was not a huge Austin Butler fan. No, I'm not a huge fan of most of his other work. I didn't care for Elvis. I hated that movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
But he was very brief. But I liked his character. So I'm having this weird moment now where I have this huge respect for him.
Right.
And I cannot wait to watch that motorcycle movie now.
Oh, I know.
And then I want to go home and on Apple Plus, there's like a Tuskegee Airmen like World War
with
II
my
flight.
boy in it.
I want to watch that.
Barry Keegan's.
We'll watch it this week or something.
Yeah.
But it is. He did such a good job in this, and there was a moment where he says that, and not even before you start talking, he has this look on his face, like a realization, like another layer to this story. Like
right.
He is as surprised as we are. And it was so cool just to see him react to that. And then he goes, cousin, oh, okay, well, I've killed family before. And it didn't stop him from holding back. And it was just so fucking... I feel like at that point there was like a mutual respect.
Yeah.
And that's why Paul wanted to fight him without, any help. That's why he was going to fight him without any help. That's why he was going to do the job. Because, even Gurney was like, no.
No, he did. He said, let me fight him. Don't
no, the
waste
other
your
guy was going to do it.
knife.
Yeah. What's his face?
It was Gurney.
No, Javier Bardem's character.
He wasn't.
Oh no, it was her. She was like someone didn't want him to fight, and Gurney's like, no, he's got to fight his fights. I'm Gurney.
It was probably Shari.
Channy.
Yeah.
And then he was, they were like ready to go, and I'm just like,
dude, let's start a Dune podcast. I was not even kidding. Like we just read the book.
A Dune podcast for people who don't really know a lot of the backstory.
Dude,
we're just gonna talk about good shit.
I'm not even kidding.
All right, we'll do it.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, it was fun to watch that. I almost wish that fight at the end was longer. Like,
I know.
Like add another 20 more minutes.
And that was the only time you ever see him do any like really cool stuff with that
real
weird
physical
flippity thing that he does. But yeah, man. So after the movie, some guy was like, "Austin Butler was great." I literally overheard this conversation as I was walking down the stairs. He goes, "Austin Butler was great," but I still heard the Elvis accent. I'm like, "What are you fucking?"
Dude, he sounded
about?
like, oh god, who's playing Baron Harkonnen?
Oh,
Skarsgård. He sounded like Skarsgård.
Yeah,
he modeled his speech to sound like Stellan Skarsgård, which is a fantastic detail.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, because that's his uncle. So, of
Right.
course, maybe that's a family trait or family vocalization. But it was such a good little detail, and it did not take me out of that movie one bit. Like, I was just like, okay, that's super cool. Kiss the boots. I'm like, yeah!
Oh, that was
Fucking Batista.
Oh, Batista was great at it too. Oh, it's super good. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend
I do
pulling
too.
over your giant truck, going to see it, coming back here. I'm not kidding you. Like if we work something out, doing a Dude podcast, at least like a short one where we just like go through the first book or
Couple
something.
one-off, yeah.
Yeah, I would totally do that.
No, I want to talk about children. I want to talk about Children of Doom because
get there.
they made
I'll
a
get
they
there.
made a movie out of it starring
James,
our boy McAvoy, and he plays I think Leto the Second,
Yeah.
who eventually, for people who are never going to read the books,
plays Jared Leto.
he plays Jared Leto. No, he merges himself with sandworms, and it becomes some fucking disgusting abomination.
Yeah,
I don't know if they
that's
ever
God
adapted
Emperor
it,
of Doom,
but
yeah.
yeah, I want to go through the books. I almost bought the box set of all 6.
I was
books,
looking
and
at
it was
it on
like $70, and I'm sitting there
eBay.
going,
Paying for.
"That's right, paying for."
No. So it's funny because I think it would be funny if they kept the movies going, even if they switched directors or something.
I think Messiah would be something Denis does, but
Well,
I
he's
think
gonna
after
do that.
it's going to be nobody else.
Well, but they do like a I Killed Kitty bit where at the end of every movie, Duncan Idaho dies. and then they just keep bringing it
that
back.
dude will just come back and be like, "Yeah," then gets killed.
Because I guess that's the way the books go. I guess
he's
he dies a lot and comes back to life a lot. So, anyways, go see
cool.
Dune. Let's get into these Oscar ballot things. Jordan's been at my house too long. Soon he's going to run out. So, let's just let's go ahead and start.
have to go
this.
to Walmart.
We'll start at the crappy. We'll go from the bottom to the top.
Best visual effects. So this is going to be one that, I mean, for me is a clear winner.
Right. It's not going to be that though.
It has to be because
think
honestly,
so?
the only other movie in this category I feel have any kind of chance against that movie, but there's so much culturally going on with this movie that it would be dumb not to pick it. So, best visual effects, the movies on the list are The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, the longest title ever, and Napoleon. Now, for me, my pick is going to be Godzilla -1, and I honestly believe that is going to win.
Okay.
Because that's one of the only categories it's in, and again, it's too much of a phenomenon to not give it that recognition. It's the first Godzilla movie to ever be up for Academy Awards. It won Best Picture in the Japanese version of the Academy Awards the other day. So, I mean, it's a shoo-in. I'm surprised it didn't get more categories.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick what I think is going to be maybe, because I think I'm the only person that saw this out of our friends group, but The Creator, that's what I think is going to win.
I love that movie.
Okay, that's fine. I agree with you that it should be Godzilla. I just don't think they're going to give it to Godzilla. Maybe they do. If they do, I'm going to be cheering along. But I think Creator, and then I think a very close second. Like if I had to pick one, like would be Napoleon because that movie sucked. I didn't see it, but
I saw parts of it.
That
It's
movie
just,
sucked, but they can't let it fail, so they have to give it something, and it's
why not?
probably going to be.
Why can't they let it fail?
Because there's too many big names attached.
So what? Ridley Scott I feel Ridley Scott does not have the clout he did back in the day.
Man.
When he started making Prometheus and all those other fucked up alien movies,
I agree with that.
he lost a bit of his step.
Yeah.
And I honestly I don't have confidence in him doing Napoleon. I don't have confidence in that he's making a sequel to Gladiator, a movie that doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah, that's super weird.
I don't know.
I
There
just
are things that he's done.
Something's pulling me towards Napoleon, and I don't know why, but I'm hoping the visuals in Creator are so good. Godzilla -1 is what I want to win. The Creator is what I think will win. Napoleon is a close second.
Okay.
So if it's any of those, I was right.
Out of all 5, I pick all 5.
I picked 3.
There's no loser.
All right, so we'll move on to Best Sound. We have The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, and Zone of Interest. I'll go first on this one. So what's going to win is Oppenheimer.
Yup.
But what I want to win is the Zone of Interest because the sound in that film is what makes that movie.
I still haven't watched it. I know there's access to it. I haven't watched it yet. It's been a busy week. I have seen all the other movies in the category, and I agree with you. Oppenheimer is a juggernaut, and it's going to go away with almost everything it's nominated for. I think if sound is going to beat it, Zone of Interest, based off of how you've described this movie, does seem like it would. I think people...
Zone of Interest is literally people who are into sound design should go watch it just to be like, oh, this is what they mean by sound design. That is a movie that is based around sound design. That is what makes the movie. It is a character in the film.
Well, and I think Zone of Interest being the subject matter is going to pull a lot of those sympathy votes, if you will. You know what I mean? It's like saying Schindler's List will never win anything. Bullshit. People don't like the Holocaust. You know what I mean? So
yes,
it's going to be one of those things where if Oppenheimer, it doesn't win something, especially sound, it will go to that. There's nothing else. Maestro came in and fell flat. Like, as much as everyone wants Maestro, the creator is another one of those, sounded cool, looked cool, but I think it's... I don't know why it's even in some of these categories, but whatever.
I don't either.
And Mission Impossible, I think, Tom Cruise paid to get these in.
Or something.
Because that movie was not as fun as I wanted it to be.
Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, so we got Best Short Live Action. I don't think I've seen one of these.
What did you see?
So there's movies The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. I saw The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Basically,
Where?
On Netflix.
Oh.
So they were adaptations of short stories, and I can't remember who the director was, but they did 3 or 4 of them, and they all went up on Netflix. I feel like it's like a Paul W, P.T. Anderson or something like that. Someone made like these short books into short films, and they all went on to Netflix. So I think this one had Sherlock. What's our boy?
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Cumberbatch is in this one. So I saw that. It was, I think it came out like mid-year last year. It was good. It's the only one I saw, so that's going to just be my pick, just, out of default.
I haven't seen any of these. Didn't even know this was a thing. I'm going Red, White, and Blue because I'm a military guy.
Really?
Some fucking Red, White, and Blue. Courtesy.
I bleed red. No shit, you idiot. Dummy. You go vote for Trump. Anyway, sorry.
What, Scott here? Jesus. Anyways. All right. Best Short Animated. Another one I did not see any of these, but that's okay. Letters. I can't read this. Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform. Help me out with this one.
Pachyderm means elephant. Pachyderm.
Yeah, I get it. Pachyderm.
He's a pachyderm.
And then War is Over, inspired by music by John and Yoko. I'll go ahead and cross that out immediately.
No shit. I will never support Yoko Ono.
Fuck her. Stupid bitch. Can't make any fucking music. You people out there that make her famous, literally fuck yourselves. Like, she is the worst, and you just continue to support her shit. Anyways, I don't know. Did you see any of these?
No. So I'm
Not
just going
even
to pick Pachyderm because it sounds fun.
Are we going to eat some more snacks?
Yeah, let's eat some snacks as we keep going through here.
I'm going to also pick Pachyderm just because I like the way it sounds.
I know, it's just a fun one. So one of the snacks Tom brought, him and I were kind of talking back and forth on about these.
So much.
Jesus, there's a lot of foil. And these are called, I'll put this up
Jizz
on camera,
Bombs.
Cherry Blossoms.
Oh, it looks like jizz.
Jizz Bombs. They remind me of those Cella's or Queen Anne's cherries, cherry cordials, whatever.
Exactly. What they
I
are.
love those, but this one has a distinct layer in between the creamy cordial middle and the chocolate. It looks like crunchy.
Yeah.
And it honestly sounded really good. I love these to begin with. So let's see.
This is a mess.
Oh my god. So the outside is thick. Like, it is real thick. Let's see if anyone can kind of see that. That is a thick layer in between. Almost kind of turns me off of it a little bit. Not so much the flavor. Like, the flavor's good. Having to get through that thick layer of chocolate kind of sucks. But once you do, I like the flavors. And I talk about this, and we talked about this. There's something about the sweetness of foreign candies or foreign chocolate. It's not all corn syrup. These don't feel like they're overly sweet, even though they are. I like it. I give it a 3. I think that the chocolate is just too thick for me. I need that thinner layer of chocolate to get to the cherry middle.
I like it better.
Do you?
Yeah. I think that thick layer of crunchy chocolate makes it not as sweet and more palatable. I could eat 50 of these. But look at all the jizz, guys. Look at it. It's right there in the middle.
Well, if you don't tell Scott that one exists, you can have his.
Oh, I'm gonna eat it.
Scott, you want yours?
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Oh, go. All right, next category. Best production design. We've got Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Now, they're talking about
Barbie.
sets and visuals and things like that. Now, Oppenheimer's nice, but it's, military sets. It's this. There's nothing special about the sets of Oppenheimer. Like, I get the idea that it's set when it's set. I just didn't feel like there was that. I've seen this in any period piece. Barbie, however, and Poor Things both had popping colors and really visceral sets and things like that. I think if they're going to give one to somebody, I think it's going to be Barbie. Like, you're right.
Yeah.
Poor Things might be my second choice, but I think Barbie's going to.
Yeah.
That's going to be the one that's like the gimme.
Yeah, it's Barbie
Because
for
I don't
sure.
think Barbie's going to get much more.
I think Poor Things is just nominated. I don't think it's going to win anything. That's just my prediction. It's too much sex.
It is a crazy movie.
There's a bunch of white guys voting on sex movie. They're not going to vote for that.
Yeah.
So,
What's the next category?
The next category is Best Original Song, and I mean, this is obvious. When I read the name, you're going to know. The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot, which that movie sucked, so stop it.
Oh my God, I forgot about that movie.
I'm Just Ken from Barbie. It never went away from American Symphony. God, I need glasses, dude.
You'll never do this.
Wazazi, a song for my people from Killers of the Flower Moon. What was I made for from Barbie?
As much as I'm Just Ken sounds like a fun
It's going
pick.
to win.
No, it's not. They're going to
Bet
give
me.
it to Billie Eilish.
Bet
You
me.
know they're going to give it to Billie Eilish.
No.
All right.
You want to bet?
No.
What did Billie Eilish sing?
What was I made for? From Barbie.
No.
She was the end song. Everyone's all TikToking it up and being sad that she made it so sad, and it's Billie Eilish, and she's got a big
Don't
rack.
pick my teeth.
Sorry,
Sorry,
oh
Eric.
yeah, you're on camera. Here, let's move you over. No, I think I'm Just Ken. Culturally, yes, is funny. Everyone loves it. I think it's not that great of a song. It's just not. There's no emotional attachment to I'm Just Ken. It's a joke song for me. The other one, I think, evoked him and like 50 men. It's going to be hilarious. But I would rather them sit around a campfire and sing I don't know. Like, that would be if you could nominate
Push
that
You
song.
Around by Bad
Yeah.
Sweat, yeah.
But I honestly think Billie Eilish is going to run away with that one.
All right, next category, please.
You can do that. Go.
Oh, I thought I just did. I'm Just Kidding.
Oh, we're going to do back and forth? Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right. So, best original score, we got American Fiction by, we're not going to need the names. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I don't know why that's on there. Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Oppenheimer.
I think it's going to be Oppenheimer. I think Ludwig Göransson has done a lot of good music.
I have the vinyl.
He did Oppenheimer. He did Tenet. He does the soundtracks for The Mandalorian. This man,
Tenet is
he
so
did
good.
the soundtrack for Black Panther. He is becoming slowly a name to know when it comes to scores. You got your John Williams. You got your Danny Elfmans, things like that. Composers that you'll realize and remember.
Yes.
I think Ludwig Göransson is going to do better and more things, and he has already got a stable of Oscar-winning scores and stuff like that. I think you're right. Oppenheimer, I think, is going to get that one. So, what is the next one?
Well, guys, when I'm not picking the 96 Academy Award winners, I'm drinking Beaver Buzz.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
Beaver Buzz. Dr. Buzz Energy.
Are they the same flavors? Those
No,
two?
they're
Okay.
not. So we will try the one that's supposed to, I guess, taste like
Want to do
Dr.
one
Pepper.
and then save the other one for the other snack show? How's that?
That's fine. Well, we're going to try both.
All right, never
I
mind.
have two of each.
Oh, you have two of you. Oh, never mind then. Yeah, let's do it. What does it smell like?
Just terrible energy drink. You know that like just
Chemical,
metallic.
yeah. Antifreeze. Glug, glug, glug. I just realized.
Made with cane sugar. No, you're just gonna have
whatever.
to. I don't have
I'm
herpes.
gonna get your
so.
herps. I'm gonna get your herpalurps. So we got Beaver Buzz Energy, damn good, DAM. Get it? Because they have dams up there in beavers. Made with cane sugar, Dr. Buzz Energy.
But it's called Beaver Buzz.
I mean, I
Make the obvious vagina joke.
I like the packaging. Like, it's kind of silly. Not. Yeah, you're right. That's kind of that weird. I mean, it's not the worst tasting
It's
thing.
so sweet, dude.
It is very sweet.
I don't understand. I thought Canada got rid of the sugars.
It's cane sugar, so it's not
It's
it's
so
not
fucking sweet.
It's not bad.
I wouldn't choose it over like
Could
an
you
ultra
imagine
monster.
it's all just like maple syrup. You're just drinking maple syrup. It's like, oh no, they just put like energy taurine in a maple syrup.
You can have it. I'm good. I'm gonna. This is the other one.
It's not terrible.
Switch it to me. This is Beaver Buzz.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Saskatchewan
Nope.
berry.
Hold on.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon. Sorry.
Saskatoon.
I had to say it slow, otherwise I was going to mess it up because
Tom sent it phonetically. All right. Anyways, this has all the stuff that like a regular monster has. So here we go. All right.
Made with goji berry. Like still
It
smells
actually
like...
no. It actually smells a lot like berry. I think I might like this one more. And I like Dr. Pepper. That just didn't taste like Dr. Pepper to me.
It almost tasted like a flat root beer or a cola. Definitely didn't taste like Dr. Pepper to me.
This one is much better. It just tastes like
Is it what you call fire?
It is hot fire.
All right, let me smell. Oh, I could already tell you that smells better.
It's good. It's like sour blueberry.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. You can't have the other one.
You can have this one.
Okay.
I'll have the other one.
No, you can't have it. You can take the Dr. Pepper one.
Oh, you mean? Oh, I meant like drink these.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll take the Dr. Pepper one. I'll do it on the other show.
I'm going to drink your backwash.
It is very Canadian, though. Like Tom said. He's like, I'm not a fan of either flavor, but it's so Canadian, I had to get you some. And you're right, Tom.
Tom, please send me more of the Saskatchewan berry.
Saskatoon.
Because I'll drink that. Hopefully it doesn't give me heart palpitations like the C4 did the other day.
Oof.
Yeah, it was bad. All right, so moving on to best makeup and hairstyling, we got Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. I know what I want to win, and that would be Society of the Snow. What I think will win, maybe Poor Things for that category. Don't know. Don't know, to be completely honest.
I'm gonna go with Poor Things. I feel like Maestro got put on here, and no one cares.
I'm not gonna pick anything for Maestro.
Like they made such a big deal about, oh no, he's got a big nose in this, and then it came out on Netflix. No one watched it. No one talked about it. No one has any buzz about this. Unlike Beaver Buzz Energy, sponsored by Beaver Buzz.
Sponsored by Beaver Buzz Energy.
Yep.
When I'm not doing something, I'm drinking Beaver Buzz.
When I'm supposed to be sitting still, I'm not, because I'm drinking Beaver Buzz.
Building a dam. It's damn good.
It's damn good.
What do you think, Scott? How do you like that Beaver Buzz? Oh, you're dead? Okay. All right. So, what's the next category, sir?
The next category is Best International Feature Film. We have Lo Capitano from Italy, Perfect Days, Japan, Society of the Snow from Spain, The Teacher's Lounge, and The Zone of Interest. Now, if you're going to pick an international film, most likely it's going to be about the Holocaust, and I feel like Zone of Interest is probably going to be the winner of this.
Yeah.
The next closest winner, like if you're going to pick one or two, it's going to be Society of the Snow.
So
I think those are the two.
Dude, we're on the same page. I pick Zone of Interest to win, but if I had to choose, if I had a vote, I would have voted for Society of the Snow. Both are great movies. I think Society of the Snow is a little bit, not better isn't the right word, but it's more heavy. I don't know. They're both pretty fucking heavy, dude. I don't know how to.
You just called another movie heavy over the Holocaust.
I know. I don't know. You have to
I'm
see
listening.
it.
I live next to Auschwitz.
Yeah.
But that snow movie was heavy.
I don't know then.
How do you categorize the two?
Coming out of my mouth, I was like, no.
Come back.
But I don't know, man. They're both. If either one of them win, I'll be very happy because they deserve to win.
That's awesome.
All right. So, best film editing. Anatomy of a Fall.
Just do the titles.
The
I don't think you can do any of the names.
The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. This one's a little. I don't know.
Here's my thing. I'm going with Oppenheimer, and although my criticism with the other movie I'm going to mention is length. Oppenheimer
Right.
didn't feel like it was too long. I feel if you're going to edit a movie, edit down Killers of the Flower Moon. There are parts in that movie that did not belong. It was way too long. There was parts that dragged for me, and it just ultimately was like I wanted to fast forward through stuff. Oppenheimer, the two times that I've watched the movie, I've never once said, you know what? I'm gonna go, move past this part or move past this part. Every part felt engaging, and I think it was perfectly put on screen the way it should have. There's no director's cut. There never should be another cut. That's it. Killers of the Flower Moon, you can cut about 30 to 40 minutes out of that movie,
Well,
and I would still feel okay with the movie, and I would be less frantic to try to move past it all.
Well, while I agree, I think the Academy is going to take Killers of the Flower Moon because this guy that's this film editor, Thelma Shoemaker, has been doing Scorsese films forever, and I think they're going to give it to her or him or whatever. So I'm going Killers of the Flower Moon, but I also put Oppenheimer. So if it's either or, we're right.
That's how we do it.
Yeah. All right. So best documentary short. What? I don't know. I'm just going to pick one. The ABCs of book banning.
Oh, you love that.
That's-
Scott?
The
Such a
Barber
good
of Little Rock, Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, Nai Nai, and Wapu. Dude, I don't fucking know. It's not going to be the ABCs of book banning.
Well, this is why this is why I was like, should we cut some of these categories out? And you're like, no, let's do them all. I'm like, no, half of these things we haven't talked about, seen, or even cared about.
Whose fried chicken is the best?
Who cares? They're here to say hi.
Hi, fried chicken. You are the best.
For me, just based off titles, it's either going to be the ABCs of book banning or a Nai Nai Waipo.
Right. Let's.
I'm going to go with ABCs of book banning. You pick the other one, and either way, we're right.
All right, cool.
They're not going to be the other three. How's that?
I bet it will be. I bet it'll be like The Barber of Little Rock changed my life.
Like, oh, no, we didn't think that it would set in the 60s during the Martin Luther King riots.
Okay,
next
Heather,
feature.
then you read Nine Nine and Waipo.
No, it's just funny because I'm on two shows where the other people who are reading go real slow and can't
I
get through
just
some
want
of
to
the
make sure I'm saying it right. You don't understand. Also, it's very tiny.
It
for
is
my,
very tiny right
for
now.
my old man eyes.
All right, so the next is Best Documentary Feature. We got Bobby Wine, The People's President, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, and 20 Days of Maripol.
I really hate this.
I actually have seen To Kill a Tiger, so that will be my pick, only because it was easily accessible. It's on Netflix, and it's not a bad little flick. I
I'm
have
going
nothing
with
to the
Bobby Wine, the people's president, just because it sounds ridiculous.
It does sound
And I just want it to win because it's funny. Who's he the president? Never heard of the guy, but how is he? Apparently, he's my
the
president.
people's president.
Apparently. All right, so moving on to best costume design. We got Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Was that fast enough for you?
Yeah, much better.
I'm going Barbie. It's Barbie, man. I think Barbie and Oppenheimer are both gonna just touch dicks this whole fucking show.
You don't think Poor Things has a chance in this category, considering it's like period piece / fun
While
sense?
it should, yes, but I'm trying to think of
How they think.
how they vote. Barbie and Oppenheimer were a cultural phenomenon, and Hollywood likes to feel good about itself.
It really does.
So I think it wants to continue that cultural phenomenon by picking the things that made it so people will, oh, well, if we pick the things they like, they'll come back. And that's why I'm thinking that's where my head is at this
Okay.
moment.
Makes
So.
sense. All right. While I'm going through this next category,
Ooh.
open a bag of chips for me.
All right.
All right. So the next category is,
We have
well, hold on, not
Okay.
yet. We're gonna go read off best cinematography. I said open it, gorilla hands. Best cinematography. We're gonna do El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And as much as this is going to sound like a broken record, I'm going with Oppenheimer for best cinematography.
no, that's awesome.
It is going to be.
It's gonna be.
Like I said, almost every category it's going to be in is going to be a winner. And like you said, it's just going to be one of those cultural phenomena they're going to want to capitalize on it. And Oppenheimer's going to take. I think they got nominated for like 19 things, and they're going to get most of them. So.
Tom says most of the costumes in the Emma Stone fuck movie didn't seem authentic or real. Well, she's
Really, you
naked.
didn't like the ball gag scene?
She's
I'm pretty
naked.
sure that was authentic.
So these are Havoc, Brazier bulgogi chips. Now I know Tom said that these were for Eric, but you gave him so many chips that we're gonna try them.
Well, here's the thing.
We
There's
gotta
2
send it to
bags
him.
for Eric, so Eric's going to get those bags. Most of the time I open Eric's stuff anyway and let the air out to pack it in tighter, so this will be the same thing. So we're going to try him here, and then most likely if you're a crossover and you've seen It's Eric Nagel, you might see this come up on the consumer with me and Eric once again.
I like it. I don't know what it is.
Bulgogi is a Korean barbecue. That's what that bulgogi is.
It was good.
I know Eric has been talking about it a couple times lately. Oh my God, look at this. That chip is dark. That is a lot of flavor on that chip.
That chip looks like the guys I ran into at Ace of Wings.
I gotta say, that's tasty.
It's spicy, dude.
That is super tasty.
I didn't realize how spicy it was.
I'm a big fan of the bulgogi, so that's good. I like them. I'd say those are 3.5.
Yeah. Those are real good. I hope he likes them.
He will.
All right. Watch me eat and read this. Best animated feature, The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robert Dreams, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Robot Dreams.
Is that what I said? Oh, what did I say?
Robert Dreams. The people's president.
right.
Reading is fundamental.
So I'm going The Boy and the Heron because, first off, it makes Aaron happy.
It's the only thing that will.
So, but that's what I think will win because that dude, I don't think he's ever won an Academy Award.
Miyazaki? I don't think so.
So I think he'll win for this. Just, to give credit where credit is due. However, sleeper hit, Spider-Man. Yeah.
I agree. And I think most people were surprised that Spider-Man didn't get like best soundtrack or best anything like that over something like Indiana Jones. Like, I think that was a John Williams, like, they have a slot reserved to anything John Williams. Well, he's got to be in here. What else are we going to get rid of? Well, let's get rid of Spider-Man. Spider-Man by far had the better original score, I think, than Indiana Jones. So it is what it is. I think if they're going to lose, it's going to be to The Boy and the Heron. So,
Yeah.
all right. Ooh, excuse me.
Not Robot Dreams?
No.
Which is that the movie where the robot's holding hands with a dog? I don't know what Robot Dreams is.
Well, you thought it was Robert Dream, so it doesn't matter.
You gotta understand, I can't see it.
Or read English. All right, so now we're getting into the categories that most people are going to have an opinion about. First category for us will be the best supporting actress.
The hardest category.
These are gonna. This is going to be a hard one. In fact, the only one I can think of. Okay, I'll read them off first. I had an opinion about it. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster for Nyad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Now, my personal opinion is it's going to be Divine Joy Randolph.
I hope so.
She did phenomenal. It was one of my favorite movies of last year. In fact, I think it was top 2 of last year. I can see them saying, if we don't, we're going to get in trouble for not picking the woman of color. And I know that feels political. That's how Hollywood thinks, and it's how the foreign press
No
thinks.
one has talked about The Color Purple, dude.
I forgot they remade it, and then
Me
it showed
too.
up on Max. I'm like, why? So Color Purple is going to be out. Danielle Brooks, I can care less about. America Ferrera, as much as I think she did great in Barbie, and she had that whole monologue about being a woman, I think Divine Joy Randolph brings that home. And it's one of those things. And I love Emily Blunt. I have a huge crush on Emily Blunt. That is a personal pick, and it's just because I love her. But Danielle, Divine Brown is going to.
And whatever the fuck Nyad is, fuck off, Jody. You won for...
Go do more Night Country.
What did she do? What was the movie she won for?
Nell.
No.
She
Did
went
she
for
won
Nell?
for Nell? I thought she won for...
It wasn't for Elysium, I tell you that much. I rewatched that the other week, and I was like, what the fuck is this accent you're doing?
No, Farva Beans.
Oh, yeah.
Silence of the Lambs. Did she not win for Silence of the Lambs? I thought she did.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyways, Best Actress. We got Annette Bening for Nyad, which... Who's heard of fucking Nyad?
I don't think anybody did.
Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. Carrie Mulligan for Maestro. Yeah, I said it right.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Stone, Poor Things. So it's going to be Lily Gladstone. It better be
100%.
Lily Gladstone. Even though I don't care about her politics and shut the fuck up about the Kansas City Chiefs changing their name, as much as I hate the Chiefs, no one should have to change their name because you're dumb. She is insanely good in that movie, and if she doesn't win, then this is all a hoax, and people should be mad. What?
Nothing. Take it back.
What?
There's nothing wrong with the Chiefs.
Fuck
Take it
the
back.
Chiefs. They're a terrible team.
I agree.
Feel
It's
the
going to be Lily
Chiefs.
Gladstone, and I think she should pull. Who's the director that won and then had a Native American woman come up and accept his award back in the 70s? She needs to pull that bit and just have some white dude come up and accept her award.
Oh, who was that? I can't remember. I remember what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
That
hilarious.
would be fucking
Be like,
funny.
look what I did. It's full circle. Yeah, so it's going to be Lily
It
Gladstone.
wasn't Sinead O'Connor. No,
No,
that doesn't
no,
make
this
any
was back in the
sense.
70s.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember.
Best supporting actor, we got Sterling K. Brown.
Brando.
Brando.
I know.
That's what plants crave.
It's a thirst mutilator, Tom.
Damn it. We got Best Supporting Actor. We got Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling in Barbie, which is fucking hilarious. There's no reason for that pick, and Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. As much as I love De Niro, don't think it matters that he's in that movie.
Did you watch American Fiction?
I did. I like that
So
movie.
I want to say Sterling.
I want him to
is
be
the
that.
pick. However,
It's going to be Robert Downey Jr.
I want to watch the world burn, dude. It's
You
gonna
want
be
Gosling to
I
get
think
it?
it's gonna be Gosling.
I honestly, I don't think so. I think this is Robert Downey Jr. As much as you're right, the people will revolt if Ken wins Best Supporting
Shut
Supporting
the
Actor
fuck
over
up,
everybody else.
Heather. The Boy and the Heron.
Heron.
Heron is how it's pronounced.
No, heroin is how it's pronounced. Anyway, see, this is why you're not allowed to look. Don't look at the
You're
chat. You're not supposed to do
You're
that.
right, but it's fucking annoying.
Let me monitor the chat,
He
the
mispronounced
board,
Heron.
the cameras,
You know
the
what,
lighting. Let me
Heather,
monitor everything.
You
just be
start
the
a
talent.
podcast and pronounce it however the fuck you want to pronounce it, but I have literally heard people say Heron. I know it's whatever the fuck you're saying it is, but I have heard it pronounced that way.
You cannot look at the chat
gonna-
or the board or the cameras. Just show up and
All
be
right,
talent.
All right. I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, good, you haven't gotten there either. I think it's Downey Jr. Like I said, you're right. The world burning pick is Ryan Gosling. Just to watch everyone be pissed off that he won over Barbie. It's going to be Robert Downey Jr. That's my pick.
Right. And okay, so what's next?
It's your category.
It is your category. But
I
that's fine.
just read Sterling K. Brown out loud. Your best actor, go.
All right. So Bradley Cooper for Bistro. Cold.
Maestro. You're going to mispronounce my
Yeah, on
purpose.
purpose. Coleman Domingo for Rustin. Paul Gigamonte for the Holdovers.
I hate you so much.
Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer.
Remember when one of you guys
Yeah, it was
in the
me.
chat
It was me.
Oh, okay, sorry. Good.
Jeffrey Wright for American Faction. Okay, so
I hate you so much for that.
all right, that's the last time I'll do it. It's I'll read it right this
Good
time.
bit.
Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. So it's got to be Cillian. I mean, it's got to be. You don't think so?
No, I think
Giamatti
I think
takes it?
Giamatti's going to take this one for the holdovers.
All right.
I love Cillian Murphy. I really do. It's great to see him in a big blockbuster as a lead role, especially in this. I don't think he takes it. I think.
Dude, if he
I
doesn't
think he
win for
looks the
this,
part,
he won't
but-
win for anything else.
Really?
I don't think so. I just think it's Cillian, bro.
I know, but I think Giamatti did too good. I think this is his year for this. I think this is because didn't he get a Golden Globe for it? I think he won the Golden Globe, and usually kind of signifies who's in the front running for winning
I want to say you're right.
because he was at like In-N-Out eating with it. I
Yeah,
think.
and everybody.
So made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
So I think he takes it as much as you would want Murphy to have it. I think
Apparently, my children are
Giamatti gets
dying
it.
outside.
So they are. They're the fourth mic here. Next category is going to be the best original screenplay. We got Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May, December, and
See.
Past Lives.
I want May December to win just because it's crazy. It's such
May
a crazy
December,
fucking movie.
I
But
think there was a lot of talk about that movie, but I think it's in between Past
I was
Lives
just
and
gonna say
Holdovers.
I'm going Past Lives, but
Because that's
right.
a foreign
You're
movie,
right?
So, like, surprisingly, it didn't show up in the best foreign movie category. So, if you're not going to put it there, you got to
Yeah.
put it somewhere else. And I think original screenplay might do it. That's my I want it to win pick, but I think it's going to be Holdovers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we'll see.
Because Oppenheimer, well, we'll get there. All right, best adapted screenplay: American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Okay, so here's what I'll say. The Holdovers is going to win best original screenplay. Best adapted screenplay will be Oppenheimer.
Okay.
So that way, everybody wins. Everybody wins.
I think you're probably right. Zone of Interest might be the long shot for best adapted, but I think
Dude, the only thing that Zone is going to win for is like sound design or something like that. It's not going to win
best
because
Nazi
people
movie.
don't want to remember that shit.
It's true.
So they're just like, yeah.
All right. Second to last category, we have Best Director. So we've got Anatomy of
Whoa!
Better get him.
You better
guys.
fucking get him.
Burn me in the chat.
Yeah, come on,
so Aaron
Heather.
can read me being burned. Do we want to open another snack or anything?
Yeah, we
do.
do.
We really want to open those?
Last.
Like, do we want to save these for later and just do those, or like we do these two?
Nah, let's just do these.
Okay.
Because we're almost done with this,
I
and
know.
I don't want to.
Yeah, we want to get out of here.
Yeah.
So Best Director, Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet. Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. Poor Things, Yorgos Lanthimos. I can pronounce that, but I can't do fucking Anatomy of a Fall. And The Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer. Now, I honestly think it's going to be Nolan.
Yeah.
I know Scorsese has a lot of weight in Hollywood, but Oppenheimer is just a juggernaut. It is too much.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
It is just going to be, like I said, it's just going to run over everything. You just got to get out of its way.
I agree.
So it's going to be Oppenheimer.
And before I pick Best Picture, we are going to try Cheetos Crunchy Ketchup. I don't know what that other word is, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce it.
That's crunchy in French.
Oh. Crunchy.
Nope. Not even close.
Oh, yeah, it's my kids are screaming because they know I'm doing a show right now. Anyways, these are actually brand new. These are brand new.
Yeah, like really new.
I can't even believe Tom found them so fast. These are from Canada. I love ketchup chips. This is a no-brainer to me, and I'm so excited to try them.
Me too. Right, it's just Scott screaming in pain.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Tom. They smell so good.
I was going to say, we've had a few. Oh, I thought they were puffs for some reason.
Right on the camera. This is going to be fucking hilarious.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Ah, I hit the camera. I
Hold
watched
on.
it in real time.
I change it.
But good. Not
Oh, my
great.
God.
I think once you get to the chip part, they kind of lose a lot of flavor.
The initial hit is ketchup,
Yeah.
and then it becomes just crunch.
Tom is the MVP.
Love you, Tom.
Love you, Tom.
Heather who?
Yeah. Oh, Heather. You only send us one snack per person? Jesus.
Tom's lifting up 2 shows.
Man, that's good.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Heather. You just can't come to anything. These are good. I like them.
God,
Know what? I ended up
These
picking
are
up
4.
picking up a shirt at the Prize Fighter Inferno show for Heather. And
Barnett.
guess what I sent it out in? The official I'll Watch It Later mailing bag. So
Hell
she's going to
yeah.
have the very first and probably last because I don't mail shit to anybody. I've got like 50 of those things. So I sent it out in the official I'll Watch It Later podcast mailer. So
I
good
like
on
that you guys are into that. I just was never into the Prize Fighter Inferno at all, so I wasn't going to waste my time.
Oh, fun.
I
no
know.
fun.
I know you guys liked it, and I know my buddy Devin goes to like every single fucking show, and he was at that one too. And I
Yeah.
guess that was the smallest venue out of all of them.
It was tiny.
But
it was
well, I've
fun.
been to the Rebel Lounge, but I'm not going to pay for even though I love Claudio, I'm just not going to. If I see him on the stage, I want to hear Coheed. I don't want to hear Prize Fighter Inferno songs. I'm just not a fan of that music. That's his music. That's cool. It's like when we do our Dune podcast that none of you will listen to. And, yeah.
Eric in real time is sending me these.
Oh, I saw that.
And then, yeah, he
At
always
Kroger.
just sends me pictures of snacks that he finds there.
I love pickles.
I do love pickles. Anyway. But yeah,
Oh,
I like those. I like
those
those.
are a 4 for me. Thank you, Tom, because
Yeah,
I'm going
those
to
are-
eat that
those are really
whole bag. It's not overly sweet ketchup. It's
I'm
very
actually
good.
very excited that that's not the only bag. So, yes, you can keep that bag here. Good luck with them, and I'm going to be eating another bag. It's going to be great.
Okay.
I don't
well,
know.
you have your own bag.
I know.
There's 3 bags for Eric. Why'd you get 3 bags for Eric?
I think it was snacks for this show, and then I know he does.
We got 3
do-
bags, and Eric got 3 bags.
Damn, I don't
Yeah.
know. I know Eric, as much as maybe it was for the third mic that doesn't exist. Like maybe it's like just muscle memory for Gittles.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. So, best
Delicious.
picture. We've left you hanging long enough. All right. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. And the winner will be Oppenheimer.
Lies.
You think something else is going to take it?
Yep.
Well, please
I
bet me
think
lunch.
I think the holdovers will pull this one out.
No.
If anything is going to beat anybody in this category,
I think you're too much with your heart. I think Oppenheimer's going to run away with
look.
everything.
The last time we did this, Scott picked the Deaf movie to win, and he was right. So Scott, what do you pick?
Just him screaming.
Still the Deaf movie. Anyway, no, I feel it in my gut that the holdovers is going to do it. Statistically, and even in the 70s when Jaws came out. Oh yeah, we have those too. We'll do them later. When Jaws came out, Spielberg said that there's this phenomenon in Hollywood that movies that do well, that make a lot of money, that are commercial successes tend to be overlooked for Oscar movies. So Jaws, being a commercial success, got passed over for Oscar contention because of that. I think Oppenheimer, although will take a lot of these categories that it's in, I think for Best Picture, it's too easy to pick the movie that was a cultural phenomenon and made a ton of money and was the reason people went back to the movie theater and was an epic scale. I think The Holdovers was a more personal, more grounded story with a lot of heart, a lot of just good storytelling, and I really feel like this is going to be the one that, if anything is going to take it over, it's going to be that. I think The Zone of the Interest, no one's ever heard of this movie. It came out very late in the year. It was one of those, yes, it's very good, but it's going to be like Iron Claw. It's just people forget about it because it wasn't mainstream enough.
I disagree, man.
All right, that's fine.
Oppenheimer's like favored to win by like 300 to 1. It's some crazy number. Everybody's picking it to win. I think that it's a shoo-in. I think that Oppenheimer's going to run away with it. I think everybody wants to feel good about themselves this year because this has been the biggest movie year since the pandemic.
It's pretty good.
And I just think that all the things that like Oppenheimer and Barbie that are nominated to win are going to win, and that's all. That's just my opinion. We'll
No,
find
fine.
out tomorrow, and then we will talk about it next week when we come back with or without Scott. So
Most likely without. Poor Scott.
I hope he comes back next week. I really do.
Yeah.
But if
We
you're
laugh and we joke. But I want him to live.
yeah, and I want him to run the board because this is too stressful on me. My anxiety.
Hey, Aaron's gonna place bets on FanDuel. What would be your parlay for the Oscars?
Ooh,
Nolan wins, but he flips off the Academy as he's walking up there.
I'd pick something stupid. I'd pick like Oppenheimer to win, and then like some kind of random like zone of interest for everything else. So I have to hit all 6 to get like $3,000. I'd put $300 on it.
Yeah,
Lose my house. Anyways, so like I said at the beginning of the show, we are going to make this work. If we have to do the movie without Scott, we'll do the movie without Scott. This isn't permanent. Scott will be back. He'll be back in that chair. It will be fun. He will say the F word 1,800 times.
this may be the cleanest show we've ever done.
Right. And
I'm not even kidding.
no, for real. But he will be back. We just, we want to wish him well and all that good stuff. But we will figure out the show. We will have something up for you at least weekly. If not a movie show, something. It will be something. Maybe me and Jordan will do the Dune podcast for 3 weeks and then go back to the regular stuff. Just that way, we're not taking anything away from him because I like
I'm
it.
Muad'Dib. I'm Shai Halloum.
I don't want to do the regular show without Scott because it is his show as I consider these guys like all equal partners. Like I couldn't do the show without Scott. I couldn't do the show without Jordan, and I don't want to. So I like talking to Jordan. I like talking to Scott. It's now fun when one of them's missing. But yeah, so we will see Scott hopefully next week or in a couple weeks, whenever he comes back. But we will have something up for you.
And again, most of this stuff is portable. These are wireless cameras. Yeah. Everything is portable. If we have to put a camera laying on a air mattress right next to Scott's dying face, we may do a Scott's dying show, and that could be fun too.
That would be kind of fun. We'll have to get his permission. I went over to his house today, and everybody was like sad. So I went over to pick
he's
up the
not
car.
dead.
I know, but if you heard the phone call, like how he's feeling. So, as always, I'm Aaron.
I'm Jordan and Scott.
Nope. All right. Big goals, huh? Cool. Well, see you later.